wins this game has the upper hand, not just in this division, but maybe in the AFC.
Tonight is going to be a special night because both of these teams have solid defenses.
Big Ben Roethlisberger has been under tremendous pressure.
With the pass protections already weak, you wouldn't want a rookie running back.
You're not going to run the ball on the Ravens. I was told that last Monday, Tomlin basically has sent the message to his offensive coordinator, you better get us prepared for this stuff or else
They will remember me.
You guys are pretty good now that I watched the show. Emmett and Steve, the guys out on the road, they're 3 for 3 on Monday night in our lead pipe locks. There you see the rest of the standings, but it's still September. Baltimore and Pittsburgh tonight. AFC North coach, who is it?
Well, I'm thinking further and further, but I like the D of Baltimore to win this game.
Ooh.
Yeah, defense of Baltimore, I think that you just got to just roll with the punches. Young quarterback, he'll manage the game.
Oh, you guys stop. You know you love the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I got to go with Pittsburgh, though. Rookie quarterback for Baltimore on the road Monday night. Come on.
I love the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I'm going to pick the score. I don't usually do it. 3-0 Steelers, just like their last Monday night game against Miami.
You're the ball going to stick.
Ball stuck in the ground. Different reasons.
Taking my thumb for picking a score. Chris mentioned rookie quarterback first start on the road. Matt Ryan's looked good for Atlanta, but he's 0-2 on the road. Flacco, it's a tough spot. I'm going to pick a score as well as I always do. It's got to be a little goofy, I think. Pittsburgh 16, Baltimore 5. Steve, how does that sound to you?
I don't like that, Boomer. 5 doesn't sound right to me, but I do like Pittsburgh winning this football game. Ben Roethlisberger's been in this spot too many times. Joe Flacco's first chance. I think Ben plays better, and in the end, that's the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers win this football game.
I like the Baltimore Ravens simply because Ray Lewis on that defense. You have Willis McGahee, an experienced running back on the Ravens side. Rashard Mendenhall is a rookie, but yet Ben Roethlisberger's shoulder is sore and his hand is sore. So I'm going with the Ravens tonight.
I think the team trainers will win with all the hard knocks that's going to be going on. If not them, I lean slightly to the Ravens and their defense. Ray Lou and company, I think they're going to make it 22 straight games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. Boom.
All right, guys, team trainers, I like it. So, let's see. We go to the map. Maryland is with the Ravens, and Delaware's 50-50, undecided. They like Joe Biden. He's their senator, but Flacco's their quarterback, but they're just not sure. And everything else is the other way around. Well, that's all the time we have for our cast of thousands. Happy New Year again, everybody. For Tom and for Chris and for Key and for Coach and for Morton, Trent, and everybody here. I'm Chris Berman. We will see you primetime at halftime. First, AFC North battle, Ravens, Steelers, rough football coming up. Here's Mike Tirico.
Thank you, Chris. Perfect night here in Pittsburgh. The teams that have won the AFC North 5 of the last 6 years. Strong and rugged. It describes Pittsburgh and its quarterback and the franchise's trademark defense. Those words describe the visitors tonight. For a decade, the faces of dominating defense in the NFL. Tonight, these two teams renew one of the league's fiercest rivalries. Welcome to ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra. Terrible towels in the air, and the Steeler fans ready for another home Monday nighter against the Baltimore Ravens. And we say good evening and welcome you to Monday Night Football and the wrap-up of Week 4 in the NFL season and the final game of the month of September. You know, 4 teams unbeaten, including the surprise here, the 2-0 Baltimore Ravens. There's really a rare piece of history that we're seeing here with the Ravens. Rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, the exact of John Harbaugh, Joe Flacco. Since the 1970 merger, we haven't seen a 2-0 start from that combo, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback. Big reason, the old horse for this team, defense. They're older, but they're still pretty darn good. Now, on the other side, the Steelers, the favorites in this division this year. If you remember back to Week 1, nobody looked as dominant as they did. They beat Houston. But as we bring in Tony Kornheiser and Ron Jaworski, guys, think about the last 2 weeks of the Steelers. Just not the same. They've only scored 1 touchdown. They have a combined total of 16 points. And all week, the buzz around these Three Rivers, what's wrong with the offense?
Yeah, if there's a question about that offense, that's going to center on Ben Roethlisberger, who's already got a Super Bowl ring, but who also has a new contract for $102 million. Now, the Steelers don't pay interior linemen a lot of money, and they don't pay linebackers a lot of money. So if they write a check for $102 million, you got to keep that guy upright. He was decked so much last week by the Philadelphia Eagles. He was like patio furniture, Jaws.
He was sacked 8 times in that game. When people think of sacks, they immediately think of the offensive line. But pass protection is about the offensive line, the wide receivers, the running backs, and the tight ends, and the quarterback reading the hot routes. And the Eagles clearly had success with the blitz last week. The Steelers had trouble handling them. They also had trouble handling the illusion of blitz. When they would see 8 defenders at the line of scrimmage, they didn't handle it very well. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across the board, but 8 do not come. The middle linebacker drops out. The defensive ends engage the tackles. They drop out. So clearly now you have a clean shot at Ben from the edge with speedy edge rushers. Now you see those ends dropping out. You have 7 blockers for the Steelers and only 5 Eagles pass rushers. And Sheldon Brown, as we spin this around, comes in clean off the edge. That forces Big Ben to step up. And you'll see the sack, the fumble, and the turnover. I will guarantee you this. Rex Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens, has looked at those blitzes and those illusions of blitz. They will come early, often, and challenge Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers' protection schemes.
Well, let's talk about Ben failing the test with the rest of the offense last week, and those guys who may borrow a little bit of what the guys of the Turnpike Philadelphia did. Baltimore still has the names. Do those guys still have the game?
Oh, absolutely. You know, when you look at the Ravens since 2000, the constant of their football team has been their defense. And you look at Ray Lewis in his 13th year, 2,014 tackles later, 25 interceptions. I look at the tape on him, and he's still moving like a rookie. Ed Reed, you talk about a game-changing safety. Wow, he is a playmaker. 35 interceptions, and when he makes a pick, he becomes a running back. He wants to score.
The truth of the matter was, last year late, they gave up a lot of points. They weren't the same defense. We talked to Ray Lewis about that, and he said, we were not healthy. Then he grinned, and he said, we're healthy now. That's sort of scary at that point.
And one thing that Ray still does constantly is provide inspiration. And here's his game plan to his teammates of how to stay undefeated.
The only thing that matters tonight is 3-0. I don't give a damn who in our way or what house we in. Football is football. It don't change. But I tell you something, it's gonna change tonight. Every time he touches the football, somebody get knocked out tonight.
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL
this Monday only on NASN.
Pittsburgh, the Steelers, the best home record in the 39-year history of Monday Night Football. 22-5 at home. And how about over the last 17 years? They haven't lost a home game on a Monday night. 13 consecutive home wins. That is a Monday Night Football record. We welcome you into our high-definition home. You can see and hear the entire telecast in your home on ESPN HD, presented by Sears. Listen for the defense hitting and whooping tonight. We welcome you back to Pittsburgh. Well, the last 2 weeks, guys, in Dallas and San Diego, the combined point total is 78 and 77. That would be good if that's the total yards achieved by both teams tonight. This figures to be a little bit different script.
Yes, it does. And, Mike, we have heard Jaws all year long wax eloquently about offense, because the truth is, all he really cares about is points. That's right. Tonight, this is your nightmare, Ron Jaworski. The Monday nights of Dallas and San Diego scoring in the 40s, they're over. These two teams couldn't get 40 together in 5 games. The Ravens have no offense. Their offense is Ed Reed getting a pick 6, or Ray Lewis creating a fumble. The Baltimore Colts had offense. They had Unitas. The Baltimore Ravens, they just rip your lungs out, Jim. Pittsburgh was built on a steel curtain of defense as well. Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Joe Green, they were Visigoths. They never called Joe Green nice Joe Green, did they? Please don't talk to me about Stallworth and Swan. They were show ponies. But the prototypical Pittsburgh running back, Franco Harris, Jerome Bettis, they're big brutes who run through you for grins. They're defensive guys wearing offensive numbers. What is the difference truly between Bettis and Troy Polamalu? What? Some hair and 80 pounds, that's all. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, that's not about finesse or artistry. It's about hitting another guy in the face until you draw blood and then doing it again. It's like the Eagles said, Jaws, and not your Philadelphia Eagles. Somebody's going to hurt somebody before the night is through. Somebody's going to come undone. There's nothing we can do.
Well, I'm going to show you my versatility tonight. I'm going to the dark side. I'm going to have fun breaking down some defense.
That could be scary for everybody.
It will not be fun, and it could be scary for this guy. Joe Flacco, 2-0, the rookie out of Delaware, makes his first road start tonight. Hank Williams Jr. and kickoff after this.
You've been watching ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of Monday Night Football.
I'll trade you a Red Sox home jersey and a Rangers t-shirt for that Pirates jacket.
No way. I want that Cardinals hoodie and that Braves away uniform and an item to be named later.
You drive a hard bargain.
Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
The American and National League Division Series starts this Wednesday only on NASN.
Pittsburgh tonight. Ready? Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for football? A Monday night party. The whole house is rocking. Let's get it kick-started. Launch this thing, raise the roof. That's right. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
The helmets arriving at the familiar confluence of the Allegheny and the Monongahela where they meet to form the Ohio. They said it best in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette yesterday. Nothing says fall like Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh. Amen to that. Temperatures in the mid-60s. No rain. It's a nice change from the last couple of visits here on a Monday night. Steelers won the toss, and they deferred the option, which you have the option to do, as you know, in the NFL now. So Baltimore to receive, and Yamon figures will do it.
No rain and no mud. Do you remember last year when punts just stopped dead and there was a lift, clean, in place rule?
Jeff Reed kicks it off, two figures. Missed the Cleveland game with a hamstring injury. Hit down at the 17. Let the hard hitting begin. Lawrence Timmons gets it going. Well, exactly 1 year ago today, as we have an injured player for Pittsburgh, exactly 1 year ago today, Joe Flacco was the starting quarterback for Delaware against Monmouth. It's a far tougher ask here tonight, and that start will get delayed a second as they look at Andre Frazier, the backup linebacker who's injured for the Steelers on that opening kickoff return.
I'm just going to suggest to you that Monmouth may be a little better than than my original laugh might have indicated. Although I don't know their nickname either.
The Hawks. The Hawks.
The Hawks. Okay, good.
And there's Frazier. Let's get a peek at what happened to the backup linebacker on the opening kickoff. And who was sized up by Haruki Nakamura, the rookie safety for the Ravens, who has not participated in this rivalry but has inserted himself the way a lot of guys do. All right, so what's the deal here with Flacco, Jaws, the quarterback?
Well, obviously this is his third start. First one on the road, very hostile environment. So I think you'll see Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens, be simple in his approach. Call the play, execute the play. Not a whole lot of audibles at the line of scrimmage because you know that Steeler defense is going to disguise their looks, give them a lot of different looks. You don't want to get into an audible situation because of the noise. You're not going to hear a whole lot when you're calling plays here in Pittsburgh when you've got the ball.
And you have John Harbaugh, who you're talking about, the 46-year-old rookie head coach who was the Philadelphia Eagles, I should say, secondary coach, special teams coordinator for a long time before that, but hasn't been a D coordinator or an offensive coordinator before getting this Ravens opportunity, replacing Brian Billick. His opposite number tonight, Mike Tomlin, was just out on the field to take a interest in his fourth-year linebacker out of Cincinnati, Andre Frazier.
It was an eyebrow-raising moment, by the way, when Harbaugh got that job. I mean, because he'd never been a coordinator, and this was the first, maybe later in the show we'll have time to do this, this was the first interview he'd ever gotten for a head coaching position in the NFL, and he got the job.
And it's not surprising. I've been around John Harbaugh for 10 years, being in the Philadelphia area, and John being the special teams coordinator and then defensive backs coach a year ago. I mean, he just reeks of football. I mean, the guy has a passion for football. And when you think of a special teams coach projecting to a head coach in the NFL, the special teams coach deals with all the players. Sometimes coordinators on offense or defense, they deal with only those players. So I think the fact that John was a special teams coach for a number of years, he interacted with the entire football team. That helped him prepare to become a head coach in the National Football League.
Well, everybody waiting as they've brought out the cart and the backboard to look at Andre Frazier. I did see him moving his legs, as you see there. So as they continue to tend to him, we'll step out for a second.
NASN is Europe's #1 network dedicated to the very best in top live North American sports 24/7. Your home for full season coverage of the NFL, MLB, NHL, college basketball, college football, ESPN's top-rated magazine shows, and lots more live sports action. Visit NASN.com for more information.
Going for a two-point conversion from the 3-yard line. And it's a fake play. They're going to score! Ian Johnson! They rolled the ball to Ian Johnson, and he scored! They left it down on the field. Zabransky faked the pass. Johnson picked up the ball and ran it in for a touchdown. And the Broncos have won the Fiesta Bowl. Can you believe it?
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL
this Monday only on NASN.
This one happened to be over in Asia and brought a terrible towel to many stops over in the Asian Rim and also the Gulf area. So Steeler fans all over the globe, as our game just after the opening kickoff has kind of had some of that intensity muted within the crowd, and certainly both teams for a moment as they continue to look at Andre Frazier out of Cincinnati playing his second stint with the Steelers. He was with the Bengals in 06 and just a brief period in 07. Started his career here with the Steelers. We mentioned we saw his legs moving earlier and grabbing the hand of one of the trainers. He's 54. There you got him, Jaws, circled as you watch him. And the rookie Nakamura comes over and knocks him down. And we talked about it right at the very start of the game, the intensity of this rivalry. Ron, I think back to the Eagles teams that you were a part of, all your division rivalries. These are division teams, and these guys certainly have played in games with this kind of intensity. What happens to get something like this right at the very start of the game?
Well, it does take a little bit of the zeal out of the game. There's no question. These teams don't like each other as far as football teams, but there's a humanity aspect to it. And we all know this is a very difficult, tough football game. The profession is very difficult, and I think that there's sympathy for the players, on both teams towards each other as well when something like this happens.
Is it hard to go back out there immediately and resume playing hard?
No. You're conditioned. You're a football player, and if you don't play hard, you're the guy that's going to be getting hurt.
Nakamura, who blocked Frazier on that play, and Frazier are both products of the University of Cincinnati. And Frazier certainly will be evaluated. This is what has become very common practice in the league. They take the face mask off, which is screwed on there to get access to the player, immobilize him as much as possible so no further damage is done to anything in the spinal column or the neck area. We saw that scary hit on Anquan Bolden that has led to a one-game suspension after that game with the Jets. I saw Drew Rosenhaus, Bolden's agent, on the field before the game, and he said Anquan back home late last night, early this morning, and feeling as good as you can, considering, but lucky that there's no damage in a permanent aspect, and you hope for the same here.
You always
with
hope
Andre
for
Frazier.
that, and you're reminded as you see the shots of the players as they gather around, and many of them kneel, and they're waiting to look for movement, and they always exhale when they see a little bit of movement. And I've got to think, Jaws, that almost everybody down on the field says a little bit silently to themselves, well, I was lucky that wasn't me at that particular juncture.
I would agree, and the players have incredible respect, for the people they compete with and against.
Yeah.
And the Ravens went through this just last week with DeJuan Landry, their starting safety, who was taken to a hospital and spent the overnight in the Maryland Shock Trauma Center. His spinal cord concussion, he's healing a bit, and the Ravens hope to have him back later on in the season. But a nice hand here is Andre Frazier.
And Mike, the National Football League and each of the member teams have done such a great job in dealing with situations like this. They put in an inordinate amount of time in preparing. You don't want to see these things happen, but when they do, you want to be prepared. And Roger Goodell and the entire National Football League should be commended on the way they handle these very difficult situations.
Okay, first snap, Flacco lost it, got it back, lost a couple of yards. So right away the mistake with Joe Flacco. I want to take you through the lineups tonight for the Ravens on the bottom of the screen. Willis McGahee's going to play with Flacco in the backfield. They'll be using multiple running backs, but McGahee's ready for his heaviest workload. Go through these pass catchers, only 20 receptions in 2 games. Jaws, they've run it 90 times. Is their offensive line that good?
Yeah, it's a young offensive line, Mike. 2 second-year players, 3 fourth-year players. They're athletic, and they can get to the perimeter.
Second and 11. And McGahee, the first run. James Farrier there to clean it up. Going to be a loss of a yard. Third down coming up for this terrific Steelers defense. Now, do note, big headline. They're without 2/3 of their starting defensive front. Casey Hampton is out. Brett Kiesel is out. And that's why the last 2 guys you saw go by on the screen are starting. Jaws, it's always about the linebackers here in Blitzburg.
Well, especially with Dick LeVeaux as the defensive coordinator. He loves to get those second-level players, the linebackers, after the quarterback. And this group is no different. And especially when James Harrison has the A-game, boy, he brings the heat.
You see McFadden starting at corner. Deshae Townsend, the normal starter, is available tonight. Missed the first 2 games with a heel injury. Third down, and the rookie Flacco throws incomplete. And on cue, it is Townsend seeing his first action there in coverage on Derek Mason. 3 and out for the Ravens.
Couldn't have worked out better for the Steelers. Flacco fumbles the first snap, 2nd and 11. They gain nothing on a run. He's 3rd and deep, and he can't make. That's exactly what the Steelers want. They want the pressure immediately on Flacco.
You get a young quarterback. You want him in that 3rd and long situation. That's when you can really change up your coverages.
Sam Cook kicks for Baltimore. Santonio Holmes goes back, and a beautiful kick by Cook. 55 yards from the 30. Holmes flag down. Holmes down at the 45. Brought to the ground by Antoine Barnes, the linebacker. And Gene Sterator is our referee here tonight.
Joe Flacco on the phone, calling anybody who will
During
listen.
the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 53. 10-yard penalty. First down, Pittsburgh.
Bruce Davis flag there. So here comes Big Ben and the Steelers, the 11th overall pick of the 04 draft. Youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Has a hand injury. Wouldn't shake hands with his right hand when we were with him Saturday, guys. Be interesting to watch that as the night goes on.
I thought he just didn't like you. I think he shook my hand.
Shook my hand.
Flacco, by the way,
Give me a hug, too.
calling the area code 302. Anybody in Delaware who could help him out on that first series.
Calling home in South Jersey.
From the 24, it is Rashard Mendenhall, the rookie out of Illinois. He goes nowhere, and he's under the gun tonight. Willie Parker, who, if not for breaking his leg late in the season last year, may have led the league in rushing in 2007. Sprained knee, out a couple of weeks. So the rookie from Illinois, who has not carried it the last 2 weeks, has to fill the shoes of Willie Parker tonight.
Strong downhill runner, Mendenhall. The problem he will have tonight, blitz pickup.
He just has 10 NFL carries in the regular season. Roethlisberger's first throw to his tight end Heath Miller. Only a yard there with Bart Scott, the active chatty linebacker. Third down. Let's spin you through the players for the Steelers. The bottom of the screen. They're going to be under the gun. You're going to see Carey Davis in the backfield spelling Mendenhall a bit. Very productive pass catchers, guys you're very familiar with. But Jaws, there's got to be time to get him to him. That's the key for this team.
Yeah, the O-line is a work in progress right now. They have to improve their communication tonight. This is the situation they did not want to get into. 3rd and 9. This is when the Ravens love to bring their blitzes.
Heath Miller back there in the backfield next to Roethlisberger. Have a smart guy and an experienced guy to help pick up some of the pressure. Ben directing and throwing to Holmes. A flag down in the secondary. Santonio has a first down at the 45. 19 if it stands up.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact. Defense, number 52. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
On Ray Lewis.
Well, Ben Roethlisberger does a great job of moving in the pocket. Sometimes it looks a little frenetic, but by extending the play, he makes plays. You'll see him right here. There's always a little bit of risk-reward with Ben Roethlisberger. Sometimes he'll hold on to the ball a bit too long, maybe take a sack. But when he does move around, he can make those explosive plays down the field.
Got him out to the 45. Mendenhall's a thick back, 5'10", 225. Leaks out for the pass, and that one is knocked away. A good job by Bart Scott to deflect it from Matt Spaeth, the second tight end. Here are the Baltimore defensive starters. They're going to miss their starting nose guard, Kelly Gregg, so Justin Bannon in his stead. Always the focal point for this group is the front seven. Ray Lewis and Bart Scott will do it. The guys I'm concerned about tonight, the secondary, because Samari Rolle, corner, DeJuan Landry, safety, out tonight.
Yeah, it won't be a problem if the Ravens can get pressure. And that pressure usually comes from Terrell Suggs and Jarrett Johnson off the edge.
Second and 10, hitting the hole quickly. Mendenhall gets about 8 yards. 3rd and 2, Ray Lewis made the tackle.
Mendenhall had 10 carries in the opening game for the Steelers when the Steelers looked so dominant. No carries, as you said, Mike, in the last 2 games. And he felt maybe that was somewhat of a demotion. I mean, he was concerned about that. Now, because of the injury, he's in there. And you mentioned, Jaws, the tough thing is pass protection. He said when you're a featured running back in college, you don't do that. You run the ball. That's your job. So he's got to learn on the fly how to protect the quarterback.
And especially against his Ravens defense, which gives you a lot of different looks. They try to cause confusion.
See again, they go 4 wide. Mendenhall out. Davis in. High snap there, and it didn't look right because it was wrong. That's a flag afterwards, as there was conversation. Antoine Barnes of the Ravens was involved with Santonio Holmes. So you've got that first initial flag, and then and it's a good job by the officials. If you want to keep this yapping and talking down to a low roar, flag them. You flag them early.
Still smiling, though.
Isn't that what Mendenhall told us? That he felt that there'd be some ungodly talking out there. That was his phrase, ungodly talking.
Well, there you go, the slap on the head.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. First, we have a false start, offense, number 73. And we have personal foul, defense, number 50. Personal foul, offense, number 10. All penalties will offset. We will play third down. So that was fun.
Well, that little love tap certainly did hurt. Or else it would have been 3rd and 8 rather than 3rd and 3. So the penalty on Barnes, really did hurt.
And they caught the
offset.
They caught the Santonio Holmes yap that caused the Barnes tap. And it all got away at offsetting penalties.
I thought you were going for the triple there when you went to yap and tap. I thought you were going to rap.
Nope.
Okay. Could have had a whole poetry thing going on for you.
It's early. They're right back to 3rd and 2. Roethlisberger finds the space, finds Nate Washington to the 35-yard line. They picked up a dozen. It's a Steeler first down again.
Mike, the Steelers a week ago had problems with their pass protection. The Ravens brought 5. The Steelers did a good job of picking it up. You'll see a nice, comfortable pocket for Ben. He hangs in that pocket. He's got to wait. He's got to wait as the bodies are flying around him, and he's able to dump the ball off to Washington. Really good job by Roethlisberger. But more importantly, that will give this offensive line some confidence. They struggled last week against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Third-string tight end Sean McHugh in there as a lead blocker for the Steelers. And Mendenhall, good lane to gain a dozen. First down.
Jaws, you mentioned the fact that Roethlisberger was pounded last week. He took 8 sacks last week. One of the things Mike Tomlin told us was we've got to keep our quarterback clean this week. And you talk about how well the pocket is formed. By this point last week against the Eagles, Roethlisberger was on his back.
Well, Bart Scott ended up on his back. What a lead block by the tight end down at fullback, Sean McHugh.
You are right, Mike. That was a fantastic lead block.
After the longest run of Mendenhall's brief career, a negative run. Say hello to the first-round pick, Halote Nata. Bart Scott there as well. So what they see in Mendenhall, this rookie out of Illinois, remember the Rose Bowl against USC? With all due respect to the Illinois players, he was the only guy who looked like he could have played for the Trojans.
He's the, I think I have this correct, he's the first-round running back the Steelers have named in 19 years. So they must have seen a lot in him. They don't usually go anywhere near that high for running backs.
3 seasons at Illinois, 2,539 rushing yards. You see the last time the Steelers went early for a running back. Just shy of the 20-yard line. Good pickup of a half dozen. One of the reasons that there was concerns early on about Mendenhall, he fumbled 3 times in a couple of preseason games, and the second and third game of this regular season were close. And that's one of the reasons I think Mike Tomlin didn't have him spelling Willie Parker.
They made him carry the ball around in training camp, and if anybody knocked it out, it was worth $100. He said at one point he dove on the ground and got a floor burn because it was a $500 ball, and he didn't want to have to give that one up.
We got some of the lost yardage back. 3rd and 7 in field goal range.
Again, you can see the Steelers are having some problems with their communication, identifying the Ravens.
Third and 12 coming up.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And, Mike, when I talk about identifying the players, communication is so important. Normally, the quarterback will come out, he'll identify the middle linebackers. You'll see Ben here checking out the defense. When he calls the middle linebacker, he's identifying right there. Now, the protection scheme will normally go away from the middle linebacker, get the big on big and pass protect. You can see right there, the Steelers got a little bit antsy at the line of scrimmage.
The 52-57, that's Ray Lewis and Bart Scott, those inside guys Jaws was talking about. A whole bunch of them coming. And getting to Roethlisberger as Corey Ivy, the corner, came in to get the sack.
That was very similar to what happened a week ago in Philadelphia. You're getting rushes coming off the edge, clean, untouched. When you have speedy defensive backs untouched the quarterback, you have no chance. And Corey Ivy clean in at Roethlisberger.
Ivy, who played in Tampa early in his career, where his defensive backs coach was Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Steelers. 49-yard field goal attempt for Jeff Reed. Very accurate. In a tough place to kick field goals, Reed bangs one through for the game's first points.
Could be worth a photo on the internet for you Reed fans. Lots of them out there.
Major League Baseball coverage all the way to the World Series on NASN.
For Wilson baseball gloves and much more, visit NASN.com.
Brady's down. His left knee's holding it. He's down at the 50-yard line. He's in pain.
The crowd is holding its collective breath as the biggest nightmare scenario.
He's just going to be missed. I mean, he's the leader on the field. One guy can't stop the show.
You know, I have a lot of confidence in that, and everybody else has to continue to do their job.
I'm not trying to be Tom Brady. I'm just trying to be Matt Castle, and I don't know where that's going to take us right now.
I don't know if they're doomed, but they're not going to the Super Bowl.
We're still the team to beat in this division, and we'll see what happens.
NASN's coverage of the NFL continues with a live triple header. First up, the Super Bowl champion Giants host the Seahawks. Then it's Cincinnati at Dallas. And finally, the Steelers pay a visit to Jacksonville. A live NFL triple header. Coverage starts with NFL Countdown this Sunday only on NASN.
Here at Heinz Field, Mike Tomlin was ready for the type of game that this could have been, guys, in that first drive. Kind of illustrated what he was alluding to on Saturday when he visited with us. Net punting's a good thing in this game. Field goal drives are terrific.
They got three.
That's what they got, right? Yaman figures from 3 yards deep. Punted down by Patrick Bailey, the linebacker. Bailey made his NFL debut last week on special teams and gives a long field to Flacco and the Ravens again.
Well, Patrick Bailey did an outstanding job of knifing through, finding a ball carrier, and making a big play.
Like it, baby. Ain't nothing like it in the world.
Shotgun for Culpepper. Rolls the pocket right, and he's dragged down. Luis Castillo's going backwards to the 15-yard line.
I got flung around, so I thought I was going to miss him. I spun around, went to throw him, but I slipped. So he was free, and then he started falling. Luis Castillo shot out of the cannon. Hey, Dante, man, hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight, man. Stay healthy, man. You too, man. You too.
Bradford wants to throw,
zips one toward the end zone. Touchdown! Bradford over the middle. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Great pump fake by Bradford. Touchdown.
Bradford lobs it. Touchdown, Oklahoma! Fires a long pass downfield.
Bradford might want a home run ball down the middle.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Oklahoma!
ESPN 360. Whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL
this Monday only on NASN.
Long fields for Joe Flacco. First 2 road drives of his NFL career, regular season. First one at the 17, this one at his own 12. And the rookie out of Delaware will throw on first down. And throw it deep downfield for Demetrius Williams. With the coverage for Ryan Clark, the free safety.
Well, you can see the arm strength of Joe Flacco. He stayed on that back foot and delivered that ball about 65 yards down the field. The problem was the ball had to come out of his hand a lot sooner than that. It's not about how far you can throw it. It's about anticipating the route. You'll see him stay on that back foot and just drive this football down the field, but it is still underthrown.
Second and 10 run with Willis McGahee for just a couple of yards. We saw the injury on the opening kickoff. Susie Culver with us as an update, Suze.
Yeah, the backup linebacker, Andre Frazier, we saw that he was immobilized. He did raise his hands up to the crowd before he was wheeled up the tunnel. He does have a spine injury, but he is moving his arms and legs. Obviously, he will not return.
Hey, Susie, thank you.
Again, 3rd and long. The situation you do not want to put Joe Flacco in on a consistent basis.
From the backside, brought down by 2007's Mr. Monday Night, James Harrison. He had 3.5 sacks, a fumble recovery, and a pick on a Monday night here last year. 3 and out.
Yeah, you'll see the problem right here. They got Adam Terry at left tackle there on the outside, and Harrison just runs right by him.
So you got Flacco now twice in 3rd and long. Once he misses a pass, once he gets driven into the turf.
Kind of interesting on that set. Normally Adam Terry is the right tackle. They moved him over on the left side, and Harrison got the matchup on him, just whipped him.
Sam Cook, another good punt, 52 yards. Antonio Holmes setting up blocks and tripped up at the 44 as he was trying to cut it up. Derek Martin made the tackle. Harrison likes Mondays. Pretty comfortable.
Better than Flacco likes them at the moment.
GameDay.com is your destination for everything game day. Get closer to the guys.
Not so fast, my friends.
Sneak behind the scenes of the set and check out the latest on the game day matchup. Log on to collegegameday.com now.
NASN, the #1 source for all your NFL coverage this season. We kick off each week with Sunday NFL Countdown, followed by up to 3 live games, including the top matchups from across the league. Mondays continue with 2 first-run games, followed by NFL Primetime and Monday Night Countdown with all the top stories from Sunday and all the buzz leading into the live game on Monday Night Football. Don't miss all the latest news, analysis, and features weekdays with NFL Total Access. Plus bonus coverage with NFL Game Day, Top 10, and Who Is. And come playoff time, we've got you covered with even more live games as the AFC and the NFC crown their champions with the Wild Card, Divisional, and Conference Championships. And the greatest game of them all, Super Bowl 43, live from Tampa, Florida. Plus your annual trip to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. The NFL this season on NASN.
over from New Orleans. Adrian Peterson, reigning Rookie of the Year, had a couple of touchdowns. Reggie Bush, 4 games, 4 touchdowns. 2-2 Saints against the Vikings next Monday. We'll see at 8:30 Eastern for kickoff. Saints getting a home win yesterday against San Francisco. Good field position again for the Steelers, leading 3-0. And a first down throw for Pittsburgh, and they've got a deep throw going. One problem, it's going the other way. Haloti Ngata comes up with it for the Ravens.
There's nobody in a black jersey anywhere near that ball. It looked like he was going deep, and all of a sudden he threw it 5 feet into a big guy's gut.
Ain't much to say. It's game time.
Reggie with a great catch.
How does he do it?
Wow. How do you like that?
On that one, Reggie Wayne was too good.
Holy smoke. That was beautiful. Looks, throws one deep. Reggie's there. Touchdown, Reggie Wayne.
Into the end zone. What do you think about that? Reggie Wayne just used his speed and talent to run right by the defender.
Wow. He's good.
Talking about a guy who has been hot. High
and deep into center. Rays win. Just because you're thousands of miles from the nearest big league stadium doesn't mean you can't be a big league fan. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL this Monday only on NASN.
What happened with Bruce Arians, the offensive coordinator, we'll try to show you in a second. After Ngata's second career interception, good field position for Flacco and the Ravens, and they'll get it on the ground. Nowhere to go for McGee, lost a yard. Larry Foote made the play. Back to the pick.
And normally you go play act, you're trying to get a big play down the field. You'll see Big Ben come off the play fake. He's trying to get the crossing route to his right side. You'll see it right there. That's where he's trying to get the football, but the corner fell back to the inside. He tried to hold on to the football. Here's where that injury could come into play. He tried to squeeze the football, not throw it, and the ball came out of his hand. Right in a big Haloti Ngata, as Tony said, a big fat guy at 345 pounds.
Instant analysis by me.
That's
in-depth analysis.
That's as good as it gets right there.
Second and 11, the Ravens cannot run it, but Flacco's got to throw it. A holding penalty will bring back this game by LaRon McClain. James Harrison was dragged down by Todd Heap. Tight end trying to keep away the pass rusher.
Holding. Offense. Number 86. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Here's Heap with the 10-yard takedown on Harrison.
Yeah, you'll see Todd Heap, number 86. That's a tough matchup, a tight end blocking James Harrison, who's a heck of a pass rusher. Well, I'm not so sure that was really a hold. It looks like Harrison was going down, and he fell on top of him.
Has Baltimore gained 1 yard? They gained a single yard yet on all of their plays?
Their total, they had one positive play, I know that. Their total is -6 yards.
To use an analogy, reminds me of the first half of the Michigan game, the college game, where they never even got back to the line of scrimmage. You got to move down the field, Jaws. That would help.
Second and 21, and a good throw from Flacco is a few yards shy of the first down to the veteran Derek Mason, 12 years now in the league out of Michigan State.
Excellent play design by Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator. He wanted to get the ball down the field. He went to a 8-man protection and a 2-receiver route. He was going to protect Joe Flacco, allow this play to develop down the field. Joe does a great job off the play action, snaps his head around, and gets the ball down the field.
It's 3rd and 3, and the Ravens empty the backfield. Let's see how Flacco handles this.
It'll be a quick pass.
4 coming. Polamalu tried to jump the route, but the pass was caught by Demetrius Williams for the first down.
Can you say arm strength? Troy Polamalu did a fantastic job of reading the eyes of Joe Flacco, and Joe's going, wow, where did he come from? And that ball just had a jet stream on it. What a great throw by Flacco here. Watch this ball come out of his hand. You'll see Polamalu, he thinks he's got a pick here. Look at this, right in front of him. But that ball just whistled outside the outstretched hands of Polamalu. Heck of a throw.
You know, we call that Sabathia fast where I live.
So this guy gets 3 days rest times 2.
That's right.
Harrison off the edge. Flacco got away from him. That ball gets near the line of scrimmage with Heap over there, so it won't be intentional grounding. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Larry's put under pressure. Who's Joe Flacco? Actually played a couple of games in the stadium. Was at Pittsburgh, but wasn't going to get the opportunity to start. So he transferred to Delaware, wore the winged helmet, took them to the runner-up in Division I AA, the FCS, if you will, last year. And then the 1st-round pick for the Baltimore Ravens, 18th overall. And the Ravens weren't counting on Flacco to be their starting quarterback. Really, you thought Kyle Bowler was going to be the guy. First, Steve McNair retires. Then Bowler injures his shoulder out for the season. Troy Smith gets sick. And hi, Joe, you're the quarterback. Toss to McGahee. Tackled by Woodley. 3rd, about 5 or 6 coming up.
To follow that story, they moved up, actually, to number 18 from number 26 to get Flacco. Cam Cameron, the writers in Baltimore say Cam Cameron liked him even more than Matt Ryan. Liked him that much. But they did not want him nor expect him to be the starter. Troy Smith had a tonsillitis infection, lost about 30 pounds. Kyle Bowler, a season-ending shoulder injury. Nobody wants a rookie to start, but a rookie from 1AA or whatever they call that now, it's even harder. And Flacco's surprised too.
I don't want to hear that. If you can throw at Delaware, you can throw at any level. The kid can throw.
3rd down, can't take a sack in field goal range. A strike is caught for the 1st down by Mason at the 17-yard line.
Full disclosure warrants that we explain that your son went to Delaware.
Well, that's all right.
And so you're partial. No, but you're right. Rich Gannon went to Delaware. Yeah. And he can obviously throw. But the point would be that when you draft a rookie quarterback, you're not expecting to have to start him day one. And it's a combination of bizarre events and injuries that force that to happen.
I agree, but we've seen 2 throws where Troy Polamalu's read him perfectly and he still got completions out of it.
McGahee runs to the left. Willis gains a couple of yards. Willis McGahee was injured in the game that the Ravens played last week, beating Cleveland 28-10. So in this game, in the 3rd quarter, McGahee suffers a laceration to his right eyelid, a cut that drew blood. Now, the Ravens sent this tape to the NFL saying Cleveland middle linebacker Andre Davis got in there and was intentionally trying to injure him. No action was taken by the league.
Last year we had Spygate. This year we have Eyegate.
Flacco 2nd and 8 to the end zone. 8 out of bounds. Mason couldn't get him down, but incomplete.
Mike, an interesting stat for the Baltimore Ravens. They've been inside the 20-yard line. They've had 23 snaps. 22 have been run. So obviously they get in this area. John Harbaugh's thinking, okay, let's at least get 3. I love the play call there because Pittsburgh knows they are a predominant run team in this area. Well, that was a really good throw.
It was so close. He caught the back of the ball on that one. And it is so close to having the feet in bounds.
Look at that. Look at our production department, how they're working. There's that.
You're falling in love, Charles. You're falling in love.
No, it's a small sample.
3rd and 8. Flacco almost intercepted. Lawrence Timmons, who's playing more and more every day for the Steelers. He tried to knock that away. Almost had a pick, but instead we'll get a field goal attempt with 22 seconds left. That brings on Matt Stover, who has great resume of kicking here in the NFL. Not just that third in NFL history because of percentage. He has kicked most of his field goals outdoors. He's kicked in many bad weather situations. From 33 to tie the game. Many of you know this Ravens franchise moved from Cleveland, the old Cleveland Browns. Stover kicked for that group in the early 90s. All tied, 3-3.
NASN's coverage of the NFL continues with a live triple header. First up, the Super Bowl champion Giants host the Seahawks. Then it's Cincinnati at Dallas. And finally, the Steelers pay a visit to Jacksonville. A live NFL triple header. Coverage starts with NFL Countdown this Sunday only on NASN.
Cousin Carl Edwards in the Roush Fenway 4. Coming out of turn 4, the kid from Columbia, Missouri wins at Gateway. Carl Edwards gets win number 2 in 2008.
Yes, it's a glove. It's a baseball glove.
For Wilson gloves and much, much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
American and National League Division Series starts this Wednesday only on NASN.
Monday Night Football here in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers won their opener over Houston 38-17. Then they went over to Cleveland, won a division game 10-6, and lost to the Eagles 15-6. The game where Roethlisberger was sacked so many times. The Ravens won their first 2 games, beating Cincinnati and Cleveland. Remember, the game they were supposed to play against Houston moved because of Hurricane Ike, which means they've got no bye week the rest of the way. They have to go 15 weeks in a row. Wow. Yeah. Stover's kick taken by Davis, the back, and Carey is shown the sideline around the 26. Roethlisberger the pick last drive, but the drive before that, Ron, another mistake.
Well, you know, sacks are not always against the offensive line. They can be on the quarterback. Here's the hot principle. Corey Ivy comes off the corner. Ben's got to get rid of the football. Ray Lewis coming from the inside was on the coverage. That is the hot principle. Sight adjusted. Ben did not get rid of the ball.
Didn't look back.
He looked back. He looked back. He looked back. Ball's got to come out. That was a protection scheme where if one came to that side, the ball must come out. Rex Ryan saw that. He's going to bring more heat if he knows that Ben is not making the proper read.
Buddy's son retained from the Brian Billick staff to this staff, and very important to this team. He interviewed for the head coaching job as well. Rashard Mendenhall carries for a couple. Ray Lewis there, fired up by the stop as we bring the first quarter to an end. I don't know if that second digit on the scoreboard's working tonight. Might not be needed.
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL this Monday only on NASN.
Direct snap to Manning. Back to throw. The rush. Gonna be hit. Gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it. Now he fires downfield, and it is caught at the 24-yard line. How in the world did he do that?
Westbrook. Running room at the 25. Pulls away at the 20. 15, 10, 5, and he's in. Touchdown.
You better get more than 10 hands on him because you can't bring him down with one guy.
Westbrook at the 50. He's at the 35, 30, 25, 20. Westbrook cuts back at the 5. Touchdown, Brian Westbrook.
Chin strap night. Be ready to take it. And the shots have become even from the
Mike's all fired up.
Right from the very start. Sacks tonight when any points are good points and one mistake could be the difference. These two teams, very early in the sample, the top two defensive teams in the National Football League. 3-3 as we start the second quarter. Mike Tirico, Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, Susie Culver on the sideline with us. Here at Heinz Field, sold out for the 277th straight time, whether here or Three Rivers. The quarter begins with 2nd and 8, and Roethlisberger escaping just to throw it away. Out of the tackle box, so no problem. Well, the Ravens slow on offense, great on defense. It fits the profile of the last 5 years. This is their rank on offense. Nothing better than top half of the league, 32 teams. Their defense every year, top 6 in the league. And that has set the foundation for frustration on this franchise over the last couple of years, coming off their Super Bowl success when they won Super Bowl 35.
If you're a defender on that team and your offense never gives you any points, at some point you wonder, what am I doing here? We could win a bunch of rings if we had a good offense, not even a great one. Just give us a break, score occasionally.
3rd and 8, pressure's picked up. The pass for Hines Ward. Heath Miller, I should say, is incomplete. We'll bring up 4th down. Chris McAllister covering the tight end.
Ben right now struggling a little bit to find his rhythm. The ball sailed on him there. You know, you got to believe that hand might be bothering him just a bit. And Tony, I do want to apologize to you. We caught Hines Ward on that blitz where Ben got sacked, and he was looking back in the backfield. So the sack was on Hines Ward.
Mitch Berger with the punt. Yamon Figures caught it, dropped it at the 31, but lucky to get back on it. And James Harrison saw one there, and the penalty marker comes down after the play. Might be on that special teams specialist, Brendan Ayambadejo, for the Ravens. And good job by this crew trying to cut off anything before it becomes a big deal.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 51 of the return team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Baltimore. Timeout.
And it was on Ayambadejo, the 2-time Pro Bowl special teamer. Ravens ball when we come back.
October on NASN.
Scores!
We've got great live coverage of the MLB playoffs and the World Series. The NHL season tips off with the opening games live from Prague and Stockholm. And the NFL lands in London as the Chargers and Saints do battle in Wembley Stadium. This October on NASN.
NASN's coverage of the NFL continues with a live triple header. First up, the Super Bowl champion Giants host the Seahawks. Then it's Cincinnati at Dallas. And finally, the Steelers pay a visit to Jacksonville. A live NFL triple header. Coverage starts with NFL Countdown this Sunday only on NASN.
You're going to like the way you look. And EA Sports NBA Live 09, made fresh daily all season. In stores October 7th.
Some of the bridges, you have the 6th, the 7th, and the 9th Street Bridge, all three in a row there that lead you right over to the baseball stadium, PNC, and then just up a little bit from there to here in Heinz Field. Beautiful stadiums, great views of the city. Greatest you'll find at any sports venue in America. First down run with McGahee, tackled by Larry Foote. The linebacking core without the guy who went to the Pro Bowl last year, James Harrison, being worked on during the break. And this goes back to the near fumble by Iman Figures. So they continue to look at Harrison. Lawrence Timmington for him. In his foot chasing Flacco, got rid of it. Or even a loss of a yard for LaRon McClain before third down. SportsCenter right now with Linda Cohn.
Thanks, Mike. Rookie Alexei Ramirez's grand slam lifted the White Sox over the Tigers and into a one-game tiebreaker tomorrow night against the Twins in Chicago. The winner faces Tampa in the ALDS. ESPN.com's Don Clayton reporting Raiders owner Al Davis is interviewing 3 assistant coaches as potential replacements for Lane Kiffin, who for now is still the Raiders head coach. Next SportsCenter after the game.
Okay, Linda, thank you. Scott Linehan fired by the St. Louis Rams today. Jim Haslett replacing him.
What a circus in Oakland.
3rd and 9. Pressure coming. Flacco got rid of it for the first down to McGahee to the 33-yard line. Good job by the rookie to hang in. Gain of 14.
If you're going to play consistent quarterback in this league, you better look down the gun barrel. Here's the heat on Joe Flacco. He stands tall in the pocket at 6'6" and delivers a perfect throw in the face of adversity.
We asked Flacco, were you going to be nervous? And he said, when you warm up, you play in football. Just because it's the NFL doesn't mean you have to think about it differently. He said, I don't want to trick myself into thinking I can't do it because I know I can. Certain confidence in that.
He's a confident young man.
That first down play action. Waits for the hit from Ryan Clark. Delivers it downfield, and Polamalu playing center field makes the takeaway. So Clark, the free safety, comes. Polamalu plays center field and keeps it away.
Yeah, Joe will learn something from that play. You know, maybe at Delaware you can get away with hanging the ball like that, but this is the National Football League. You better throw this ball on a rope, because if this ball hangs, Polamalu will make the play. Incredible range from the free safety position. You can see when that ball left Flacco's hand, Polamalu was in center field, the middle of the field. He made it all the way over the sideline. Great speed, great range by Troy Polamalu.
James Harrison back in the game with that aggravated quad hurt on the play. Screen set up for McGahee. Nowhere to go. Lost a yard for 3rd and 11 coming up. So a first down throw there for Flacco. Remember, this is a team that had 48 pass attempts by the quarterback and 90 runs in their first 2 games.
Well, there's no question that Cam Cameron, the offense coordinator, feels very comfortable calling passes. It's surprising to me, but he must feel comfortable about his protection schemes and the ability of Joe Flacco to read coverage and get the ball out of his hand.
How much of it is Cam Cameron thinking, they'll never expect me to let this kid pass and pass and pass. Maybe I can get one deep, score, and then we can win the game just on the strength of one score.
That's a possibility, Tony.
The rookie Ray Rice is in the game now, guys. And they move the pocket, and there's no way to throw it. And he's been schooled out of the pocket. Throw it to a teammate on the sideline. It's one of those nights where a punt is a good thing. Harrison back in. How'd he do?
Yeah, he did pretty well. Gets inside of Todd Heap right here. And with his speed and quickness, he will chase Joe Flacco down from behind. But again, I like the play call. It was a rollout, get Flacco away from the pressure, and he showed a little maturity. There was nowhere to go with the football. Don't make a dumb rookie mistake and throw an interception. He threw the ball in row 32. You got to like that poise.
Another good kick, man. Cook's having a good night. 57 yards. Santonio Holmes loses 3, so a net of 60 on that. The former two-time Notre Dame captain, Tom Zimikowski, made the tackle. Both defenses, as expected, being heard from tonight.
Back to throw. The rush. Gonna be hit. Gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it. How did he get away from that? I have no idea.
Manning takes the snap, looks left, lobs it left. Touchdown Giants! How about Eli Manning engineering an 83-yard drive?
Eli, to his critics, how you like me now?
Quarterback keeper right side. Daniel, touchdown Missouri.
I love to play the position of quarterback. I want the ball in my hands when the game's on the line.
Got a man open over the middle. Touchdown Missouri.
He has so many leadership qualities that we have to make sure that we put these on paper.
Daniel, touchdown.
He's got it all.
Daniel looks, touchdown Missouri.
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL
this Monday only on NASN.
Steelers 2-0 Ravens on Monday Night Football. Worst field position for the Steelers tonight, starting at their own 8. Rookie Rashard Mendenhall with nowhere to go. Garrett Johnson made the tackle. The injuries already this season for Ben Roethlisberger. Hyperextended right knee to start it, and then the separated right shoulder, very slight separation of the right shoulder that hampered him in the Cleveland game. And this hand injury we've been talking about, that was late in the Philadelphia game. He was taken for x-rays. The x-rays were negative. Byron Leftwich had to finish the game. Ben could not squeeze the ball. Said he was unencumbered this week in practice, but as mentioned, that right hand was swollen and puffy when we met with him on Saturday.
He doesn't look right tonight, Mike.
Mendenhall left side, only for a yard and a half. Yeah, a sack, interception, couple of incompletions. Couldn't squeeze it when he tried to give up on that one ball that led to the interception.
Let's understand something about Ben Roethlisberger. A couple of years ago, he had that terrible motorcycle accident. And it was a near-death experience. And then he had an emergency appendectomy. He's had very serious things happen. But there is a body of thought in Pittsburgh among the writers that think he's somewhat of a drama queen in this regard. That if he's hurt and he plays well, he's sort of like Superman. So they talk about the body of his work in the context of his body as well.
Third and 8. 7 Ravens come. He tried to get rid of it. It's caught by Holmes, but it'll be shy of the first down as Fabian Washington comes in to make the play as he steps into the lineup. Antoine Barnes put on the last heat on Roethlisberger.
That was an incredible throw by Ben Roethlisberger.
How did he get rid
under
of the ball?
duress? You'll see once again the heat from Suggs on the outside, Barnes up the middle, and Ben just flicks that ball out there. I mean, it's a terrific throw. As you can see, Barnes on the big hit. That's a heck of a play by Ben. It didn't get the first down, but that was some play.
I'd like to see some of those writers standing and take that.
I know, no, you're right. Come on now. He's a big guy, and he gets hit.
Yeah, no kidding. Figures from the 46. Picked up a block. Return of 4. And the field position is shifted in this game. Advantage Baltimore the last couple of drives. 9.5 till the half. 3-3.
NASN's coverage of the NFL continues with a live triple header. First up, the Super Bowl champion Giants host the Seahawks. Then it's Cincinnati at Dallas. And finally, the Steelers pay a visit to Jacksonville. A live NFL triple header. Coverage starts with NFL Countdown. This Sunday, only on NASN.
Struck him out looking. Cliff Lee with a monster afternoon. Cliff Lee is a 20-game winner. Cliff Lee continues his march to a Cy Young.
Okay, what do we got?
For Reebok official NFL jerseys and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
The American and National League Division Series starts this Wednesday, only on NASN.
The NFL unbeaten, so although it's only 2 games, but if you think Pittsburgh's good, Baltimore trading punches right now, 3-3, third of the way through the second quarter.
I think you can make a case if they win this game, they're the most surprising team in the entire league at 3-0. With 3 division wins? None.
Yeah, that's a big part, Tony. You're right. With 3 division wins, 6.5-yard run from McGahee. And why? Because of the change. Brian Billick gone. And Brian did a really good job. 10th best record in the league during his stretch. Super Bowl 35, championship. But couldn't develop the franchise quarterback, man known for his offense. And the passing yards, because of that, struggled a bit. And only the second fewest touchdown passes in the NFL. He was supposed to be the guy to get the offense going. Could never really get it going. That's why the change was made, in part, to John Harbaugh, now the head coach. Second and 4, and a big opening for McGahee to the 32-yard line. First down, Lawrence Timmons brought him down.
Let me just clean some. The thing about Billick is part of it, you're right, Mike, that he came in with a reputation as an offensive guru and a quarterback guru, right, and he could never develop a quarterback, but he also lost the room with the defenders. I mean, he got into a public shouting match on radio shows with Ray Lewis.
Right.
He had Ed Reed being critical of him, and ultimately, if you're not, if your record goes from 13-3 to 5-11, you lose 9 out of 10, and you've lost the strength of the team, the defense, a change had to be made, a culture change there.
McGahee, the single back, runs it to the 28-yard line.
And to talk about the culture change, they bring in Harbaugh, a defensive guy, a very fired-up guy, and somewhat of a disciplinarian. I mean, Billick let the players take off during training camp, let them sleep at home if they wanted to, didn't do two-a-gays, and Harbaugh did all of that stuff and walked in basically saying, you know, I understand this is a big room. I understand I got to get the defensive guys on my side, and he did. And he did. They bought in right away. If Ray Lewis is with you, nobody can be against you on that team.
29 is a power running here. LaRon McClain, 3 yards to the 26-yard line. You know, when we saw Baltimore last year, we lauded Brian Billick over the last couple of years for what he did. What was he able to do? He was able to change the culture just internally within their place, meaning he adapted to what the needs were for Ray Lewis and the veteran guys. Right. So he did everything he could to keep the job. It just did not work out on the offensive side, and eventually they had to make a change.
No, I like the fact that John Harbaugh kept Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
An outstanding defense quarter. He wasn't afraid to go out and hire a former head coach in Cam Cameron. You know, that's what a good head coach will do. Surround himself with quality people.
It's 3rd and 3. We'll see if they put it back up in the air or whistle here. And well, that's the second or third time that a third down has yielded in a timeout. see. I think maybe a timeout instead of a flag.
Prior to the snap, we have a timeout. Okay. Pittsburgh, they're first charged.
And first one taken in the game. Ravens in field goal range, leading or tied.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Leanne Ryan.
NASCAR, how about if you got it?
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL
this Monday only on NASN.
Ohio State plays on Wisconsin, still stung by the loss in Ann Arbor, or Oregon USC. Your choices on college football Saturday night, presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC at 8 Eastern. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Penn State not too far from here, looking strong as well. Out of the Pittsburgh call timeout, 3rd and 3. A 4-man rush for the Steelers. It's McGahee getting the first down to the 20-yard line. The Baltimore offensive line is doing a really solid job the last couple of drives.
You know, they really did get the running game going on this drive, because I thought early in the game the pass set up the run. Sometimes we talk about running the football, set up the pass. The Ravens had success throwing the football early. It set up the running game. Here on a 3rd and 3, they go with the screen pass. McGahee does a really nice job of stepping outside, setting up the kickout blocks, cutting back to the inside, picking up the first down.
Ben Grubbs, last year's first-round pick out of Auburn, with a good block. And McGahee goes right side. They're getting 5-6 yards on the ground on first down.
The defenders for Baltimore on the sidelines wondering what on earth is going on. Ed Reed told us the other day, we never have 10-play drives. We don't know what to do when our offense gives us 10 plays like this.
Oh, and the defense
brand new
just
feeling.
Loves it. They loves it. They're sitting on the bench right now, drinking Gatorade, having a good time to come back out there fresh.
And you see Willis McGahee, guys, is shaken up. Willis, who missed the preseason with an arthroscopic procedure to his left knee, didn't report in the best of shape. It, was ready for his biggest workload. Backing up McGahee, they have Ray Rice, the 2nd-round pick out of Rutgers this year, and LaRon McClain, who's carried it 36 times, including a few times here tonight.
Mike, I had a chance to talk to one of my old teammates in Philadelphia, Wilbur Montgomery, who's coaching the running backs with the Ravens, and he was telling me about LaRon McClain, how everyone thought he was just a fullback, a lead blocker, and Wilbur noticed the great speed and good feet that he had. He said he is a tailback-style runner. That's saying a lot for a guy that's 260 pounds.
Yeah, he was 278 when he got to camp, so
he slimmed down.
You like my feet? Let me help myself out here. 2nd and 5. Quick one out to Derek Mason. Good job by Mason to fight off the would-be tackle by Ike Taylor, and the flag comes down with the hand by the face mask. Might be a first down plus, taking it inside the 5.
Once again, Joe Flacco, great awareness. It was a running play called. Corner play is a good 6-7 yards off. Stand up and throw the ball out in the flat, get a one-on-one with a wide receiver and a corner.
Ike Taylor in coverage. Never really got the face mask.
There's no foul for a face mask on the play. It was a grab and release. However, the result of the play is a first down.
It's a terrific job by this crew discussing there what was going on. He gives them 1st and goal at the 9.
It's nice that the officiating crew is communicating tonight.
Boy, this has really changed since the 3-0 game. The Ravens have taken control of the offensive line, taken control of the game. But when you get down inside the 10 in a game like this, you need 6, not 3. McClain. Maybe a yard out of it. Larry Foote out of Michigan made the tackle.
Excellent job by Larry Foote, firing that gap, blowing the play up in the backfield. Great anticipation by Foote. Didn't wait at all, just attacked the line of scrimmage.
McGahee coming back in.
Yeah, you'll see Larry Foote right in there. He does a terrific job of hitting that thing right up in the middle. Boy, that's great anticipation.
Play action. Flacco, nobody's open. Lofting it out of the back. 3rd down coming. The quarterback to our right shakes his head. He liked that.
No question about it. If it's not there, don't try to force the play. The Steelers defense did an excellent job of not biting and getting sucked in on the play action. They stayed back in pass coverage. Flacco did the right thing. Nobody was open. Throw it up in the stands. Dick LeBeau, defensive coordinator.
What do you expect from him right now in 3rd down?
You know what? He gonna throw it now. He gonna throw it now. He has thrown a touchdown pass all season long. It's only game 3 for him. I think he'll get one. I'm saying he's going to get one here. I think he's going to get one tonight.
They're not in the huddle yet. Play clock's down at 8. I think we'll stop it here with a timeout. Ravens timeout. We'll check out with them just for 30 seconds. 3rd down coming up.
Four fast-talking American sports writers right there.
We got records.
Don't miss them. Get muted every day on Around the Horn, weekdays on NASN, your source for North American sports. Pardon me.
About Jaws, Mike, is there was a shot on TV of Dick LeBeau. So I said, what do you think he's going to do? Jaws paying no attention to defense, thinking only offense, decided what Flacco was going to do. Well, I'm thinking about LeBeau here. Is he going to bring 27 guys, and all Jaws thinks of is quarterback.
You know how I see the game. All right, LeBeau's not going to blitz on this play.
Quick inside run with McGahee, and he will be 2 yards short. It'll be an extra point-length field goal to try to give the Ravens the lead. You know, guys, since that field goal that Pittsburgh kicked, the Ravens have absolutely kept the ball away. Now, Ben has helped by giving a turnover plus a sack. Like 27 of the last 35 plays have been run by Baltimore, so they've really controlled the game.
That's their style of play, and as Tony alluded to, the defense is having a good time resting on the sideline. The Ravens defense is not familiar with that. They're used to seeing 3 and out.
Officially 20 yards for Stover, good from 33. Knocks it in from 20, and the 2-0 Baltimore Ravens lead 6-3.
Monday means NFL on NASN. Week 5 of the NFL, and after an uneven start to their season, the Saints are looking to get a win as they host the Vikings at the Superdome. Live NFL
this Monday only on NASN.
We've been focusing on the intensity of this Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry. Did our radio show today over at Jerome Bettis' Grill, which is right down the road. The great former Steeler.
Good
does a nice job over at NBC. We did, as a matter of fact. Great sound. And a fan comes over to me. He's wearing the Roethlisberger jersey, whole deal. He said, "You just remember, It may say Baltimore, but these are the Cleveland Browns. Of course, they came over from Cleveland to Baltimore. They're still the Browns. They're still the team Art Modell owned, and I still don't like them because the Cleveland-Pittsburgh rivalry was it, and now Baltimore has been added to it. It's part of the little subtext of these meetings over the years.
Yeah, you got to let it go.
Right? Welding Moore will not get a chance to return. Pittsburgh ball at their own 20. How's the rookie Joe Flacco doing tonight?
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and I love the design of this play because it's going to go 8-man protection. Allow the play to develop downfield. Get Joe comfortable in the pocket. And look at him squeeze this throw in between 5 defenders. Good anticipation, accuracy. Now you can see a little man scheme down here. You get the rub. Now the concern is Troy Polamalu. But because of the arm strength of Joe Flacco, he's able to get the ball in before Polamalu can make the play. Flacco's been razor sharp. You can see Cam Cameron talk to him on the sideline. Hey, young fella, you're doing all right.
Can Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense get something going? From the 20, Ben lost his shoe on the way out and now lost 8 yards thanks to Terrell Suggs. Fans getting on the Steeler offense, which has done nothing the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely nothing. You'll see Ben dropping out of the pocket here. Kimoyatu steps on his foot. The shoe comes off. Ben dropping back barefooted. You'll see Marvell Smith on the left of your screen getting beat by Terrell Suggs, and there's the sack.
Somewhere Alan Faneca is in New Jersey. He's a Jet now, saying, I never knocked Ben's shoe off. He used to be the left guard, came out to replace him. Faneca, $40 million free agent deal to go to the Jets. Empty out the backfield. Means the Ravens want to go back there. Ben's throw is caught by Rashard Mendenhall, pulled down by Ray Lewis. You have third and about 11 coming up. You know, guys, the Sunday night game, the Steelers and the Browns, Hines Ward caught a touchdown with 6:26 left in the second quarter. Steelers haven't scored a touchdown since.
Yeah, you're
One
getting
field goal the rest of that game. No touchdowns against Philadelphia. This is now working on 8 quarters without an offense, without any touchdowns.
You're getting to the point where you can, you know, the headline would be something like, what exactly is wrong with the Steelers? Because they're supposed to be a dominant team, and they've done nothing close to dominate tonight. They've been on their heels the whole game.
And I know the defenses for Philly and Baltimore are good, but nothing open for Ben. Then down again. Ball comes out. Was he down or is it ball out? Nope, it's going to be down and fourth down and
those are boos. Those are boos that you're hearing. There aren't 5 stadiums in America where the fans are more partisan than they are right here in Pittsburgh. And they don't boo the Steelers. You boo the Steelers, you have to really do something bad.
Yeah, and Tony, that was a sack with a 4-man rush. They dropped 7 defenders back in coverage. The pressure got the Roethlisberger nowhere to throw the football. And you are right. You don't hear that in Pittsburgh.
No.
You don't see the Steelers being booed by their own fans. They are not happy. And who would be if you're a Steeler fan watching this performance offensively?
They have a body of fans that is very sophisticated about football. And they all walked into the stadium tonight knowing that the Eagles had sacked Roethlisberger 8 times. And they want to see, I mean, look, it's a $100 million contract. That's a lot of money in any city, and maybe even more in the city of Pittsburgh.
Well, it's going to get harder, guys, as Kendall Simmons, their starting right guard, is coming off and limping. Needs a lot of help here.
And he really is the anchor of that offensive line, the solid right guard. And a lot of shifting in that Steelers offensive line as of late, but they have just been whipped tonight.
Steelers 3 and out. They'll punt. Mike Tomlin's team has some issues.
NASN brings you the very best MLB coverage, including the playoffs and the 2008 World Series. Major League Baseball, only on NASN.
He's violated his own defense, Mike. Mike, just watch the way he danced past those two blockers. Tangoed right in there. Unbelievable. Check out the rookie. Slam dunk.
ESPN 360. Wherever and whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Swisheroo, baby.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Make it your day. Oh, yeah.
Last 3 drives, the Steelers have gone 3 and out. High floater by Berger is going to give Baltimore the ball in Steeler territory. Just a 34-yard no-return kick.
Yeah, it's been a rough first half for Ben Roethlisberger. You'll see here the interception when he tried to hold on to the football and it slipped out. You'll see the pressure coming from the left. Hines Ward did not read the hot adjustment. Ben takes a sack. Here the shoe comes off. Terrell Suggs beats Marvell Smith, another sack. Here a 4-man rush, no one open downfield. Bart Scott gets a sack. It's been a very difficult first half. Not only Ben Roethlisberger, but that entire Steelers offense.
They're not protecting him, and he's not reacting fast enough. It's too slow coming out of him.
That's not a good combination.
Right.
Baltimore has 2 timeouts and needs about 10 or 15 yards to get field goal range. Great blitz pickup by McGahee. The pass to Mason's incomplete. Just couldn't keep him in. Mason thought he did. In the last 2 minutes, this would be automatically looked at upstairs. No coach's challenge last 2 minutes.
Well, Cam Cameron not afraid to dial up the pass plays. Normally in these situations, and we're going to get a replay.
We'll take a look just to be sure.
The previous play is under review.
Meantime, Kendall Simmons is heading off to the locker room for the Steelers. Their right guard with that right shoe off. Not putting much weight on it. All right, the official review. Mason claims he scraped his toes there. There's the ball. Make sure he goes,
Yes.
Make sure he goes down and maintains possession all the way through, which he does. He was right.
You know, you drill this every single day of practice. Every day they work on that tap-the-toe drill at the sideline, and Derek Mason did a terrific job. Those toes tapped, Tony. How's that?
That's very alliterative, Jaws. That's very good. I was going to ask you.
I thought it was literate.
I was going to ask you. Well, alliterative is what you're trying for, not literate. I was going to ask you if they bring in Fred Astaire to deal with the toe tap drill. I didn't know it was called that.
I'm sorry, I was lost in there.
It was Mason telling us last night, guys, about Flacco. He's amazed with his maturity. And I know we're spending a lot of time on Flacco, but this is a rookie quarterback, a veteran team. Mason, 12 years in the league. He's been to the Pro Bowl a couple of times. A couple of stops with McNair back in Tennessee and here with Steve in Baltimore. And he said, if you had asked me 4 months ago, I would not have believed the quantum leap that Flacco has made from when he came in out of Delaware in the draft in April, and now late August, 3rd preseason game, found out the day of the game, Troy Smith's feeling bad, so bad he can't play. You're going to have to play and play essentially the whole game, and all of a sudden it kind of evolved to where we are now.
If you asked Mason that months ago, he couldn't have believed it. If you asked Flacco that months ago, he wouldn't have believed it. Flacco found it hard to believe he was the 2nd quarterback picked in the draft, and finds it amazing, even though he's comfortable with it, that indeed he's starting in the National Football League right now.
Matt Ryan taken by Atlanta ahead.
Yes.
He's had a couple of decent starts.
He thought, Flacco said it might take a long time for him to be drafted. He thought it might be 11 o'clock at night on the second day of the draft, and he went number 18.
I found it kind of interesting, Tony, talking to some of the coaches before the game from the Ravens. They were talking about Flacco. Now they wish they would have put him in the number 1 spot months ago. He was the number 3 quarterback, wasn't getting the reps. They think he'd be much further along.
After review, the ruling is a completed catch. The runner did get both feet down and maintain control of the ball. It will be first down Baltimore at the 31-yard line. The ball will be placed on the left hash mark.
What a terrific job by Derek Mason. Of course, we saw John Harbaugh smiling on the sideline. He wins his challenge. What a great job right there. Or official review, I guess, would be the correct.
Can't challenge within 2 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't want to say it.
The verbiage, you always correct my verbiage. I was a health phys ed major at Youngstown State, not an English major.
From the 31, they've got time and timeouts. Just a yard gain for McGahee as we get to 100 seconds left. The Steeler defense did a nice job down inside the 10 earlier with all the attention on Baltimore's good defense. Don't miss Pittsburgh. They've done okay here tonight.
9-3 could be an offensive explosion if they were to get 3 here.
It's McGahee back down again. For the second time in about 4 snaps that McGahee hits the ground.
He missed a lot of practice time, and it's a whole lot different when you got to go out and play the game and take the hits. You know, running on that treadmill and riding the bike are one thing. Going on the football field and the physical contact that takes place, play in and play out, the body takes time to adjust to it.
Very interesting to watch what the Ravens have done in their first 2 games. How do you get a young quarterback going? You run it a lot with him. Nobody's run more in the first few weeks of the NFL than the Ravens. 190 rushing yards per game, leading the National Football League through their first 2. And update that number from earlier, Ron. Now they've run 25 of 30 plays in the red zone. It's not the same situation, but it reminds me a little bit of the Steelers when Ben Roethlisberger had to take the team over as a rookie. What defined them? The defense defined the way the attitude in the locker room was, what the team did, and they were very good about using the run game, not asking him to do much. And I don't think McGahee's going to be doing much more the rest of this game.
He looks terrible.
Wow.
Man, if you want to bring a young quarterback along, you don't want to ask him to win the football game. You know, you want to give him 20 to 25 throws. You want to keep him out of those 3rd and long situations. You don't want to give him a lot of high volume in the offense. It takes time to develop. Flacco clearly has demeanor. I think we were all impressed spending time with him yesterday. You know, there are good weapons around him. You know, we spoke about Derek Mason, that great catch that he made. Now, eloquently spoke about Joe Flacco. Here's a guy that last year caught 103 balls, Derek Mason. He's not going to get near that this year because that's not the wide-open style they're going to play, yet he's bought into this program. I think John Harbaugh's done a terrific job of selling himself and his philosophy.
We'll take McGahee right back to the locker room. Would have been nice if they would have gotten the cart back for him. 2nd and 9. Flacco screens it to McClain. And in for McGahee. McClain's tackled by Bryant McFadden. And a gain of about 3 yards.
We spoke earlier about the athleticism of the offensive line of the Baltimore Ravens, a young group. You know, 2 of those starters are 2nd-year players, 3 of them are 4-year players. They're young, they're athletic. They're going to be really good in the screen game. You saw it there. They got outside. You get out in front of the running back. Eventually, the big plays come off the screen game.
Because of that injury, Baltimore charged the timeouts, and they're down to 1. And taking their time here at 3rd and 7. Tight end Todd Heap in motion. And Flacco underneath. McClain has room for the first down. And a nice cut by McClain, who takes it inside the 5 into the 2-yard line. 26 yards, 32 seconds left. You got to watch the clock. I'd take my last time out here. And they do. That's a good job with the clock. Take the final timeout. 28 seconds remaining.
Again, you see the Steelers come with their 4-man rush, which is surprising. Well, that was the screen right there. On the big play, they came with a 4-man rush which was very interesting because normally Dick LeBeau would dial up the pressure schemes, but he did not. Now you see McLean right there do a terrific job, try to get to the pylon, but the fact that Flacco was so calm in the pocket, he waited for McLean to come open underneath. Terrific job of showing poise under pressure.
And what you were saying, what your old Eagles teammate Wilbert Montgomery said, you could see the fancy footwork there of McLean. Very impressive. And you may be thinking, you have one timeout left down here. Why do you use it? You really limit yourself. Just back to the couple of points. The injury inside the 2 minutes, you were forced to take the timeout, so you're down to 1. And you had players all over the field after that screen. They might not have gotten a snap off until 14 seconds left. Here, Ron, they leave themselves the run-pass option. They can get 2 plays off if they had to.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. Normally you're looking at about 13, 14 seconds to get up to the ball and spike the football. I'm a big believer you like to keep that one timeout in your pocket because anything could happen now. A sack, a fumble, the play gets slow. You may not get another play off.
Does this force them to pass right here?
No. They have 28 seconds, so they can run and spike the ball.
Yeah, they can run once and leave themselves the option. You're right. That was the longest pass play for Flacco.
The Steelers missed the coverage.
And Flacco couldn't get it over to Ray Rice, and a marker's down. Rice was standing there by himself.
Alone. If I had a football, I wanted to throw it to him.
Are there 12 Steelers on the field? 6, 7, 8, 9.
Illegal formation.
Nope.
Offense.
11.
Number 71, the left tackle, was uncovered on the play. There's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
We'll see right down below. How can you miss that? He's wide open. No Steeler defender sees him out there. Flacco just cannot get him the football.
And you see why it's uncovered on Gaither 71. Ray Rice had to be up at the line of scrimmage.
On the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's a half step back. If he's up at the line of scrimmage, then he's legal. And that's why it wouldn't be uncovered. But Flacco couldn't get him the ball standing by himself. Now no timeouts, 26 seconds. To the end zone, high and incomplete from Mark Clayton. Susie Colbert has an update.
Yeah, we saw Willis McGahee taken in the locker room. It's a chest injury. They wanted to take a look underneath his pads just to see how serious. For now, it's questionable, but likely more than anything is, you had mentioned, McGahee hasn't gotten a lot of playing time, and he's clearly out of shape, too.
Yeah. Really looked like he was
in
out
pain.
there, Susie. Wow, you're right.
They finally put him on a cart and took him back in the locker room on a cart.
Now, after the play, 2 flags were thrown, and this was more pushing and shoving and conversation.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. After the play, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 73 offense. Also after the play, personal foul. Number 50, 53 defense. The penalty's offset. It'll be second down. The down counts.
Down
defense
counts.
is 56.
Lamar Woodley called for the flag. Now second down, 22 seconds, Jaws, but you're at the 8-yard line.
You're still okay. You can throw the football, you can run the football. Both options are available. If you run the football, you're going to have to get to the line of scrimmage, spike the football, then kick your field goal. You can also have your field goal team ready on the sideline as well. Normally that takes about 18 seconds to run those guys out and kick it. Empty here by the Baltimore Ravens. They've spread it out.
False start. Right tackle, Adam Terry. He says Woodley induced the move.
First half has taken a week. Long first half.
It's defense. It's defense. What are you whining about?
I thought they would just run and run and run, and the whole game would be over by now.
You in a hurry to get back to your butts?
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 56. Player was in the neutral zone when the offense ball started. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Second down.
That'll take it down to the 4. Lamar Woodley getting out of his stance quickly, and they said he was in the neutral zone when Terry moved. Willie Anderson, the veteran offensive lineman who this team picked up after he was released by the Bengals.
And the Ravens come out with their heavy package. Yep. Boy, there's a big old group out there right now.
We got everybody near 300 pounds, and Flacco will throw for his first National Football League touchdown to Daniel Wilcox. 12-3. Baltimore
Well, they came out with a run personnel. They ran the play-action fake. Daniel Wilcox with a nice release to the corner of the end zone. Meet me at the corner. Joe Flacco off the play-action fake. Lays it in there beautifully. A long handoff from Joe Flacco to Daniel Wilcox.
He's going to get that ball and save it. That's the first one. And you did say a few minutes ago that you thought he would get a touchdown pass because he hasn't had one. You thought he'd get one this game, and even in the first half. So you were right. Take a bow. Very good.
I just hit my head.
Wasn't on camera.
Stover adds the extra point, and it is a very silent set of terrible towels in Pittsburgh.
Excellent job right here by Flacco. Ball extension. Get the ball out of your hand quickly. Did a really nice job. Get some air under this football. Little flick of the wrist. And Polamalu beating on the play. That doesn't happen too often. You'll see Polamalu step up on the play fake. You'll see Wilcox get behind him. Perfect throw at the corner pylon. As my old coach Sid Gilman used to say, also a friend of John Harbaugh, meet me at the corner.
You know, this is a dazed and confused situation right now for Pittsburgh. This is the last thing they expected. I mean, even though Baltimore was 2-0, and even though they are a real rival, I'm sure the people in Pittsburgh and on this team did not expect Baltimore to control the first half the way they have, to be able to drive offensively with very little offense the way that they have. And I'm sure they didn't expect the Steelers to have done absolutely nothing, because it hasn't necessarily been a case of the Baltimore defense being great. The Pittsburgh offense has done nothing as well. And this is coming out of 2 games in a row in which the Steelers showed very little offensively. You walk into this locker room now at halftime, and you got to wait for a coach to tell you, this is what we are doing wrong, and this is not the way the Steelers play. This is a test for Mike Tomlin as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Ravens' chance to play with a lead, too. That's when their defense is very, very good. There'll be no return here. Tony, it's total tonight for the Steelers of 20 plays. And they've only amassed 42 yards now, 21 plays. You see the last 4 possessions, they've had no first downs and the -3 yards.
Mike Tomlin wanted to make Joe Flacco the story. He said Flacco's had 2 wins where he hasn't had to do anything. We want to make sure that he's got to beat us. Well, Flacco at the moment is beating them, and the Steelers are not responding like a great team or even a good team at the moment.
You know, they've been hitting the jaw and they're taking it. And this is not typical of Pittsburgh Steelers football.
No, I'd like to be there in the locker room and find out exactly what is said.
And they're probably not going to have Kendall Simmons, their right guard. Ankle injury, his return is doubtful. 8 quarters, the Steelers without a touchdown. 13-3, the Ravens lead it over the Steelers, who get the ball to start the second half. Here's Chris Berman in the Toyota halftime show. Boom.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. And certainly the slugfest that we thought it would be, but for the Pittsburgh fans, not the way they wanted it. Hi, Chris Berman, along with Tom Jackson. And baseball playoffs are coming, so figuring a nice low-scoring pitcher's duel until that last Flacco touchdown. And by the way, we should say, for those celebrating, let us wish you all a happy new year. Well, wake up, Maggie. I think I got something to say to you. It's late September, and you really should be back at school. The lessons we've learned in class through the years about September football is you can't clinch a thing, but you sure can put yourself in trouble if you don't play well. Who's okay? Who's not? And who did something that he has never done in his record-setting career? Here we go. Week 4, the fastest 3 minutes. And Brett Favre. The only thing is that when we show the Brett Favre highlight reels for the rest of his life, he can wear uniforms nobody recognizes. Not the Packers, not the Jets. It's the New York Titans. But to Lavernius Coles. But to Lavernius Coles. But to Lavernius Coles, all in the second quarter. Favre starting to throw touchdown passes. He had never thrown 6, but he didn't throw 1, 2, 3. Cotchery 4. Jericho Cotchery 5. And then to the rookie Dustin Keller 6. The Jets roll Arizona 56-35. Favre 6 TD passes, but the record in the NFL is 7, done 5 times. Sid Luckman, Chicago, 1943. George Blanda, Houston, 1961. Y.A. Tittle, the Giants, 62. And Joe Kapp with the 69 Vikings. Adrian Burke also did a Cap the last to do it. The record, 7. No longer undefeated would be Dallas. Jason Campbell, Antoine Randall, touchdown. Clinton Portis and the Redskins chewing up 38 minutes of clock. Jim Zorn and the Skins equal Dallas's mark at 3-1. Larry Johnson, Grandmama. Who cared that Kansas City hadn't won since October? Tom, 65 yards against Denver. And then the defense, Derek Johnson. Picking Jay Cutler, the Chiefs upset the Broncos 33-19. 4-0 would be Tennessee. You're watching the defense tonight. How about Tennessee's Titans forcing fumbles? How about Tennessee's Titans with Albert Hainsworth sacking Gus Brown of the Vikings? Clobbering the quarterback. Nick Harper with the pick. Jeff Fisher and the Titans, 30-17 winners. They're 4-0. And no one circles the wagons in the fourth quarter like the Buffalo Bills. Jabari Greer picks off Trent Green of St. Louis, and he can go all the way, 33 yards. And then Trent Edwards makes this throw to Lee Evans. The Bills are 4-0 for head coach Dick Geron. Bring on October. When you play defense like this, at the goal line, there's nothing like a goal line stand. Bears against the Eagles, second down, third down, and then with the game on the line on fourth down. All 11 guys in the picture. The Bears are 2-2. They beat the Eagles 24-20. David Garrard on 4th and 8, with Jacksonville looking at a third loss, gets the first down and gets the game-tying touchdown. Game won in overtime for 2-2 Jacksonville. How about Tampa Bay? They're 3-1. Derek Brooks forces the fumble. Jermaine Phillips gone. They win the Bay of Pigs 30-21. And then there's this game. Ohio begins and ends with a 0. But somebody had to win it between the Browns and the Bengals. Oh, they're going it's a fun. Cleveland wins it. Bring on October. We won a game, and the Bengals did not. That was week 4 of the National Football League. Tommy, game ball from the last Sunday of September.
Well, Brett Favre's career high, 454 touchdowns, and he threw 6 of them yesterday. Threw them long, threw them short, threw them to the tight ends, threw them to the wide receivers. Brett gets my game ball.
Talk about a heart and inspiration. Tampa Bay kicker Matt Bryant. He and his wife Melissa lost their 3-month-old son Tryson earlier in the week. Somehow he kicked. He kicked 3 field goals and is an inspiration, and their family is to all of us. Game ball indeed. When we return, we'll read and react to Dallas's first loss and some thoughts on the guys with the stars on their helmets. Back at the...
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward.
Will you get that camera out my face, man?
There's one right out of the football follies for you.
The halftime show with your host, Chris Berman.
Welcome back, everybody. With the Ravens surprising the Steelers 13-3 at the half. Speaking of surprises, Tom, yesterday the Redskins went into Dallas, big underdogs. They beat the Dallas Cowboys despite the fact that, well, the Cowboys threw the ball to T.O. a lot, and well, they also handed him the ball. They threw to him 17 times than this.
Well, the 17 throws are well documented. I'm more concerned about the 2 runs because I think you're taking these carries away from Marion Barber, away from Felix Jones. Felix Jones, who had scored 2 touchdowns in every game this year, had no touches, no yards. I think you really have to be careful about trying to force the ball to T.O. and leaving other guys out of the offense.
What you're saying is it's hard enough to game plan, period. And now if you're trying to game plan so that everyone's happy, plus we're trying to beat another team, that could be trouble.
I think what you have to do is exactly what Tony Romo said. You have to throw the ball to the open man.
Well, they play the Bengals the next week, and there may be a few guys open. Meanwhile, we saw Brett Favre. Do you think the Jets learned something, Tom, from a couple of weeks ago?
Well, 2 weeks ago against New England, we're down inside the 5-yard line, pounded up the middle 3 times, do not get it in, settle for a field goal. Fast forward right now, yesterday, 4th down and 1, we're going deep. I think the Jets finally get it. We've got a toy to play with. We can do it anytime we want on the field, and I think you're going to see Coach Mangini make use of Brett Favre in that passing game more than we've seen early in the year.
Look, Brett Favre is having fun, and that's what that was all about. The Jets are on a bye now at 2-2. Now, they caught themselves here. Then they're home to Cincy, they're at Oakland, and home to Kansas City. Who knows? You look at the schedule, you never know, Tom. But they have set themselves up for maybe a chance to make a little October move.
And as Brett Favre in that passing game open up, you're going to see the lanes open up for the running game as well with Thomas Jones.
Well, and a happier locker room, especially when you score all those points, the second highest in franchise history. When we return, we'll look at Joe Flacco and the Ravens touchdown to Daniel Wilcox. What do we look forward to in the second half from Pittsburgh's side? Only touchdown of the game belongs to the rookie in his first road start. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
NASN's coverage of the NFL continues with a live triple header. First up, the Super Bowl champion Giants host the Seahawks. Then it's Cincinnati at Dallas. And finally, the Steelers pay a visit to Jacksonville. A live NFL triple header. Coverage starts with NFL Countdown this Sunday only on NASN.
Question. Mike from Buffalo. They log on in Buffalo. Wants to know which 4-0 team is better, the Bills or the Titans? Don't bring up the Music City Miracle, please. So far, our results, Titans 58%, the Bills 42%. Interesting states with Maine going with, you never know. These things are interesting. Log on to ESPN.com, keyword Monday to submit your own poll, which could appear in next week's show. They both have been obviously very impressive. Well, first half, Baltimore got a touchdown at the end of it. They almost had another one, Tom, when Flacco hit Derek Mason. It was close.
Well, in a game like this, when points are at a premium, and I just thought the first time I saw it that he actually got the feet down. When you looked at it in super slow motion, you can see both toes are down. He has control of the football. So add 4 points to the total for the Baltimore Ravens. This begins to look like a blowout.
The play calling with Flacco is with confidence, isn't it?
Well, I think that they're doing things that they know he can do, and don't make mistakes. This defense will win the game for you.
Pittsburgh too late to run? Can they do it?
I think they still got to run some.
They got to do something. The onus is on Big Ben and the Steelers, but so far he's been on his back a lot, thanks to the Ravens. 13-3 Baltimore at the half. Enjoy the second half, everybody.